Today we're back for a quick channel update, just some news on how things have been going, my plan for videos in the run up to 9th edition, and some increased sizes on the Patreon giveaways. So hello and welcome back to Auspex Tactics. It's been a pretty crazy few weeks to be honest in the run up to 9th. A big thank you to everyone who's been watching, liking, commenting and subscribing. Basically ever since the announcement of 9th edition, the channel's really been taking off. It's been a really exciting time to be making Warhammer videos. Barely a day is going by where we don't find out some new details either of the new edition or the models that are coming with it. I suppose we're in the rebound period after the inevitable delay that the virus caused, and now we've got a Psychic Awakening book coming out every 2 weeks, and also 9th edition rumours being teased on top of that. It's been great to see such good updates for things like the Admech, Death Guard and Custodes. I've been quite enjoying doing a bit of rolling news as well with these Warhammer community updates. It's been quite satisfying making just short punchy videos to try and get the message across, and discuss all the ramifications of the rules throughout the new edition. Just in terms of making the videos, it's been helping me understand the mentality shift that we're going to need going from 8th to 9th. I'm really looking forward to playing my first games with it once we've got the entire set. I quite enjoyed talking about the Indomitus box as well. Just very slightly pleased with myself that I managed to get a video out 25 minutes after the stream had ended, keeping an eye on the development on the right side of the screen and frantically making YouTube graphics on the left. I'm sure we'll be seeing plenty more news and rumours from the Indomitus box over the next few weeks. In terms of my general game plan with making videos in the run up to 9th, I'm pleased to announce that I've been able to set aside quite a lot of time towards it. At least for this month I'm going to be a full-time YouTuber, so a big thank you to you guys who are watching and also supporting on Patreon as well for allowing that to happen. It would have been completely unthinkable 6 months ago. I'm guessing that judging by the previous Psychic Awakening releases, Games Workshop are going to announce Pariah for pre-order this week. We'll have plenty of news of what's coming out with that one. Likely a lot of Necron goodness, maybe some Inquisition and Sisters of Battle as well. And I'm estimating that that'll be pre-ordering sometime around the 28th of June-ish. Then my rough guess for when 9th edition will be coming out will probably be about 2 or 3 weeks after that. I think it realistically sounds like they're getting towards the end of their previews in terms of new rule changes, and we've got pretty decent details over the vast majority of things that they've teased. In terms of videos before 9th edition, I'm going to be continuing with covering all the new rules as they come out. Games Workshop seems to have been putting out some faction focuses for how specific factions might work in the new edition. Frankly, they tend to be a little bit weak content-wise, so I was going to try and make my own version of each of those, like I did with the Chaos Marines, talking about what they mentioned, but also how all the changes that we know might impact on that faction in a more competitive game. I'll be continuing some Admech unit reviews and other general strategy videos in the run-up as well, maybe having a bit more of a focus as to what things might change in 9th, and a bit less of a focus onto the actual points of upgrades and things. I'll certainly be fully reviewing Pariah and any new rules for the new miniatures that come out, that excellent Inquisitor, the Demonifuge and Illuminor Seraz, and on top of this I'm hoping to make a few roundup type videos on 8th edition. Maybe talk about things that have happened over the edition and where they might go next in the future. More on that in a little bit. I've made a Patreon poll with a few different ideas for that, which we'll talk about in just a second. And then following 9th edition's release, obviously we'll be reviewing the main book and the phases within it, full reviews of every unit in the Indomitus box as they're basically all new units. And in terms of faction type reviews, I was thinking of focusing Space Marines, Necrons and Imperial Guard immediately after the edition drops. Naturally, a lot of my tactics type videos are going to be somewhat out of date with the new edition's changes, so I thought that Space Marines and Imperial Guard seemed like a pretty reasonable place to start the updates, as they're the ones that I've covered the most on the channel, and what with all of the excitement around Necrons and so many new models for them, I thought it made sense to cover them as well as a faction. If I have time on top of all of that, I'm hoping to go over the points changes for as many factions as possible. It's going to be a bit of a complicated one to analyse, to be honest. In terms of what's gone up and gone down, it's going to be more the fact of what sort of percentage change each unit has taken. I'm hoping to try and cover those in some short and punchy videos, where we look at the points before, the points after, and their percentage and absolute change, and what units I think might be really breaking through in the new edition. So very much plenty to keep me occupied. I'm really looking forward to it. I'd also like to quickly mention that I'm hoping to do bigger channel Patreon giveaways in the future. Basically the channel's Patreon has grown a bit with a few more of you supporting, and I'm deeply grateful for everyone who is, and I'm going to make sure I keep a close eye on it and keep on scaling up the prizes as the Patreon grows. Hopefully in the future they should be both more and better. As usual, the monthly Patreon giveaways will happen with each dollar pledged giving you one ticket in the prize draw, and the draws will happen at the start of each month. The one that I was doing on the 1st or 2nd of July, somewhere around then, will be the Imperial Guard one. In the last channel update I said I was going to be 2 sets of the boxes that you can see here, the Start Collecting, 2 sets of Easy Build Guardsmen, and a Cadian Command Squad, a bit of an intro force to Guard, maybe a planetary defence force allied to another Imperial faction. Just because there's been a few more patrons sign up this month, I've decided to increase that to 3 sets of this, and I have already ordered it and have the models here, so they're all ready to go in early July. For August giveaway, I'm going to get hold of 3 boxes of this new Indomitus box. Maybe a little bit of a risky pledge, just seeing as I don't know how much it's going to cost yet, but even if it does wind up being something like £200 or something, it's hardly the end of the world. New editions don't come around every month after all. If you do want to be in with a chance of winning either of these at all, then the channel's Patreon link is in the video description, and it does of course help to support the channel and let me keep on doing what I'm doing. Over on the Discord, we're getting a lot more submissions for the Auspex Tactics painting competition, organised by myself and the moderators. And if you still are wanting to submit something yourself as an entry, then it ends the 30th of June. The challenge is to paint any single 140k unit. The full rules of the contest on the Discord. Basically, to enter, you just need to take a picture of the model either unpainted or base coated, upload that to the entries, and then take a picture of them painted and finished, including your Discord name and tag written out on paper in both. Then myself and the moderators will be nominating a shortlist, somewhere around 5, maybe a bit more if we're feeling generous, and then you guys can vote on which one you think is the winner. The winner will be getting a Primaris character of their choice, plus 3 paints, and second prize will get 5 paints of their choice. Still plenty of time to enter with a new unit if you fancy it. Here are a few of the finished ones that caught my eye. There's some Immortals with capes by Lorax. I really like the image of those guys rising up from a swamp or something. Thoroughly menacing. We've got a Redemptor Dreadnought, painted by Treevera, with a sort of muted khaki green colour scheme. Very nice base there as well. An absolutely stunning vibrant Corsaro Khan, painted by Makimak. This one's just a beautiful and well executed paint scheme. I certainly need to get the finishing touches done on my Armiger. I think I'm about 90% there. I just need to get a bit more freehand done, something that I'm very good at putting off. Finally, with those video ideas for some last videos of 8th edition, I thought I'd submit a poll to the channel's Patreon page to ask people what they'd most like to see. Voting on that one should be live now, so if you are a channel patron or want to be one, then head over to the page and vote on the 3 that you most like to see. I'm not 100% sure as to how much time I'll have to dedicate to these, particularly with all the releases going on at the moment. Basically, the video ideas are what Games Workshop's done right in 8th edition compared with 7th, the worst rules decisions Games Workshop's made throughout 8th edition with all the updates, the current units I'd pick as the strongest in the game for each faction, a discussion of the role of open, matched and narrative play, the best and worst codex releases of 8th, the pros and cons of alternate activations of the game, some of the weakest and most useless units in their faction for the points, and how I hope they might be buffed in 9th, and a bit of a discussion of the aesthetic of 40k, with a new slightly cartoony art style versus the classic grimdark stuff. I'll most certainly be making the first few that come up as the winners of the poll, and if I have time I'll move on to the lower down ones. So very much looking forward to the next few weeks. It should be an exciting time to make YouTubes. There's going to be a ton to talk about between new rules changes, miniature releases, and all of the points changes in 9th, and I'm really looking forward to it. As always, if you have any feedback for the channel, particular vid ideas that you'd like to see, I'll most certainly try and read every comment in this video and reply to ones where necessary. If you do want to vote in the channel polls or be entered in the prize draws, then give the Patreon page a look. It does help to support the channel. But above all, a big thank you to everyone watching. I'm really looking forward to trying to take this channel to new heights in the future. As always, a very big thank you for listening, and I'll hope to see you guys next time.